You hear a lot of people talking about silver going to the moon. Silver investors all around the world, we still have reason to be optimistic. May be hard to believe after last week when the silver market was red as my shirt. I promise you, soon I will burn this shirt. But let's talk about how silver investors got almost like a double kick in the coconuts last week. I'm going to go into detail on why that was the case. Also, we're going to look at how silver performed, how the silver mining stocks performed, and talk about some other factors that might paint toward a more optimistic outlook for the price of silver. And to wrap it all up, it was such a horrible week in silver. Even Pippi, the silver cat, got pummeled. At the end of this video, I'll have some footage for you of the poor silver cat. Even she got beat up last week. Let's get started right now. 19 US dollars for an ounce of silver. I almost can't believe those words are coming off my lips. It was just last week that we had $21 silver. Silver dropped 10% during the week, a major drawdown, a painful drawdown for any of us who are invested in silver. The mining stocks, they did not fare much better, also down 10% or more during the week. Something interesting to consider is that the silver to S&P 500 ratio is at 20-year lows. That means it takes more ounces of silver to buy 1 unit of the S&P 500 than any other time in the last 20 years. Eventually, that will go back to average, hopefully with a much, much higher silver price being the main contributing factor. I appreciate you deciding to join me today in Ron's Basement. You're important. Your time is valuable. So thank you. If you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing to my channel, giving the video a thumbs up, turn on the bell notifications. You can share this video with anyone you like. And don't forget, leave a comment in the comment section below so we can learn from you. And it almost feels like silver was treated unfairly last week. I like to describe it as a double kick to the coconuts. And what I mean by that is there's two things that I think affected the drawdown in silver. The first kick was that everyone, and I mean everyone, believes that the United States and the rest of the world, for that matter, are headed towards a recession. And that means industrial demand, which is a significant portion of the silver demand, that industrial demand will shrink. So the price of silver reacted very negatively to that first kick. So everybody thinks we're headed towards a recession. The second kick comes from the Federal Reserve because they don't believe we're headed towards a recession. They believe that they have free rein to fight inflation so that they can be tighter with monetary policy. And that tighter monetary policy is the second kick that pushed down the price of silver. And it's all very confusing because then if we really do have high inflation, well, that should be good for the price of silver and the other precious metals. It's very befuddling and things run in circles, very confusing, but I'm telling you, a lot of times, things that are very confusing, very uncertain, like we have right now, haven't you experienced this? Sometimes they have a way of working themselves out in the best natural result, which would be a higher price for silver and the other precious metals. And while everyone's arguing about whether or not we have a recession, inflation, depression, stagflation, transition, whatever you want to call it, it's confusing, but we can rest assured that silver has held its value through all of these things many times over the last thousands of years. Let's check in on retail demand for silver. When you look at the major bullion retailer websites, you're seeing 10-ounce silver bars selling for anywhere between $230 at the minimum, bare minimum, on average more in the $240 range, some selling for $250. Now, the only way that these retailers can get away with charging these sky-high premiums is because they have huge demand. And the dealers that I'm talking to are telling me that is just the case. There is still very robust demand for physical silver from the retail investment community. And that's just in the West. We got shocking news this week from the East that India is on target to import 260 million ounces of silver this year. Total mine output for the year will be 850 million. India is going to import over a third of the world's silver production just for their own country. Demand is solid for silver. I did make another video about the Indian explosion in demand for silver. You can go to Ron's Basement homepage and check that out for yourself. You hear a lot of people talking about silver going to the moon, and just as many people saying, no, silver's a bad investment. It hasn't done anything for X number of years. It'll never go to the moon. I just want to bring up one point. Silver has gone to the moon many, many hundreds, if not thousands of times over the last thousands of years. Silver went to the moon priced in, let's say, Confederate dollars not too long ago, right here in the United States of America. Silver went to the moon in German, I think they were called paper marks, during the Weimar Republic back in the 30s in Germany. Silver, if we're just looking at it based in dollars, sure, for now it's steady, it's moving, but silver has always gone to the moon against any paper currency it's been compared against throughout history. So silver is just silver. Try to not think about it priced in dollars, unless, of course, the price in dollars is going up. I do a ton of research for these videos, and I've noticed a trend over the last month. I'm hearing more and more very smart people say this, that silver is the most undervalued asset on the face of the earth right now. Despite that fact, it got pummeled last week and it was painful. Like I said at the beginning, we still have reason for optimism. Even Pippi the silver cat got pummeled this week by her big brother, JP Morgan, the bully. I'm going to play that footage for you right now. Pippi the silver cat finally was fed up and decided to take on the big bully, JP Morgan. At first, it looked like she was having some success, landing some blows, fighting back to $21, $25 per ounce. But JP Morgan had a few more tricks up its sleeve. Just as Pippi thought she was making some great progress, Pippi the silver cat was finally defeating JP Morgan. JP Morgan, still fighting. And then, a bite to the face, and JP Morgan wins again. Well, that settles it. JP Morgan is a bully. One thing for sure, I won't bully you. Make sure you come back to Ron's Basement. I'll be looking for you. You can watch another video right here. And if you want to subscribe, you can do that right here. Most important, until next time, you, yes, you, be well.